Hi, so today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my friend's progress in the game, Pickle Viper. Now, he has been playing for approximately about a month, and after we kind of collaborated and came up with some concept ideas regarding Season 6 and what we'd like to see, second ultimates, limited LTD modes, new weapons, things like that, I'll post the description below for that video if you do want to see it, because actually it was really good, I thought. Lots of creative ideas, and I'd love to see some more creative ideas being put in the comments below. But this video is mainly about Pickle Viper. So before I get into it, of course, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. So just to give you some idea then, my friend, he started kind of playing Apex with me around roughly about a month ago. It seems like a lot longer in one way, and it seems a lot less in another, to be honest, but time, as we all know, goes pretty damn quickly. So, you know, naturally when he first started out, a big thing is kind of like in the footage that's showing below, he was a little bit less sure of himself, as you can understand. His aiming was a lot worse. He just basically had a lot of moments where he gets himself killed. Now, he still does do that. He still does some things that, you know, are questionable. Getting lost in the storm, which was a classic one I posted on a video a little while back. A couple of other things. He puts himself into some bad positions, as we kind of all do, but probably worse than most because, of course, less familiarity with the game. But however, the big thing about this is that, of course, what it goes to show is that when you never stop believing, which is something I always say about, you do actually start to see a lot of progress. And that is a big thing. I mean, like, when you're playing this kind of game, I think one of the tendencies is to give up. You know, it's not working for you, you're not happy, you keep dying, you just literally lose all motivation. And it is easy to do. I mean, this kind of game requires a lot of patience, a lot of good judgment, which, you know, is easy to say and not as easy to kind of do. And it's very, very, very easy to make some really, really daft mistakes. We have all been there. But of course, when you're starting out, you feel like you're not progressing, you feel like you're getting a lot worse. Sometimes you don't feel like you're doing anything at all when you just feel pretty useless and not any asset to the team itself. And it takes a lot of kind of patience and a lot of drive to keep playing. I mean, you know, Pickle Viper, I would say, quite honestly, is better at Cuisine Royale. We played that as well together. And he's definitely the better player on that game. I'm still newer, so it's kind of the other way around. You feel that there's progress, but another Battle Royale game, yes, but very different and very much slower in comparisons to the world of Apex. Apex is a very fast-moving game. It does require, you know, a mixture of sort of, not pacifism, but staying back and timing it correctly, and it also then requires some aggression as well. So we tend to have a bit of a blend there. I'm a bit more of an aggressive player, like I've said before, and my friend Pickle Viper, or Viper, as I'm going to call him from now on, it's a lot easier. He tends to be a lot more kind of wait back, you know, not too aggressive, kind of wait for the right moment to strike, that type thing. And it kind of works well as a good combo. I mean, actually, you know, since we've been playing together, it has worked quite well an amount of the time. Do we still die? Yes, of course we do, because we get flanked, we get shot, you know. I mean, I've still got things to learn about this game. I can make great judgments, but, you know, it's the same with my friend Viper. He, you know, has made some amazing judgments and done really well, and other things not so great. We miss our shots. He likes the Spitfire, so I'll always tend to drop him the gun he likes most. To be honest, I remember that as well, how much I liked the Spitfire when I started, probably because of the bigger mag. It was a bit more forgiving, and let's face it, you know, if you missed some shots, you probably still had a little bit of a chance to kind of get away with it. So yeah, so practice-wise, of course, we can always get better, we always make mistakes, but we like to improve. Now, I watch, you know, a lot of the high-level players. I'm not sure Viper does necessarily, but I do, and they are amazing, let's face it. But the reality is that a lot of players, and actually more the majority in actual fact, we're not actually as amazing as we'd like to think. We might be really high-level players, or to an extent decent players, but there's a lot of us still learning, and a lot of us that are still out there trying to improve in our gameplay. And it's the same with my friend Viper. I mean, basically, when he started out, he was terrible, understandably. Exactly the same as when I started out the game. I was never as good. You're missing your shots, you're firing up into the sky. Not necessarily quite as bad, but you know what I mean. Definitely the accuracy and the speed of the game takes a lot of adjusting too. And it's one of those things where you do see the improvements. Now, I know this particular game is not exactly an example. This is kind of more an example of how it was to an extent. And although this was a game that was really funny because the Octane basically was a bit of a coward, he just hid. And we couldn't find him. Well, I could have found him, but I was kind of like thinking, well, it's all very well, but Storm's coming in shortly, let's just kind of wait for him. And my friends, obviously ready to do that. But you will see in the footage afterwards as well, this is the big thing, is that the footage afterwards shows kind of just some of the examples of the improvements. Now, I can't show you every single match of every single thing because, it would be a very long video. But, there's some great examples of the improvements. And it just means that, look, if there are players that you are watching this and, you feel like you're not progressing in the game, you're not maybe as good as you should be, or, you want to get better, which, I'm in the same boat. I want to get even better. Do I make some good judgments? Yeah, I make some excellent judgments. So does my friend Viper now. But we also make some pretty poor ones, or we kind of get ourselves outnumbered, put ourselves into a bad position. Using scenery is always a key element. Little things like that, which are great, but we all tend to know that there is a level. And this is one of those things. So, this is just a great example of kind of seeing the progress in kind of the play. Now, this particular one, I only used it because it was just a very unique kind of match. This guy tried to basically jump up on a jump pad. He got stuck in the storm, and then he died. And I got the kill for it because I scanned him. Who knew? Apparently, Bloodhound scans and Mirage's decoys. If the decoys are shot and the scan hits before he dies, you get the kill if they die of any other means than being shot. Who would have knew? Anyway, so this is a prime example. So basically, we've gone through a very long match. We hadn't really kind of come across any people, which is why neither of us had kills at this point. Somehow we just missed everybody, and it went down to 3 squads, and then went down to 2. Now, I've heard on the mic, because we've been listening on the headset, where they are, and I've said, yep, they're going to come up here. Well, as you can see there, got the caustic coming up. I probably should have had the kill for that, but I got the assist, and I was like, right, I'm going to do a finisher, cover me. I'm going to grab his body shield, because, you want to kill them as fast as can. For some reason, I don't know why I took so slow, it didn't let me do it, but my friend clutched it out. And this is bearing in mind that the Pathfinder that jumped up had a devotion. So he managed to get the kill. Now, this one was, just a great example of, we got the win. Not going to complain, it's not the greatest win ever, but he had 2 kills, I had none. He did really, really well. So Viper, a thumbs up on that one. This particular one is slightly interesting because, again, it's just another prime example of just something that happened. I don't play Wraith that much, to be honest. She's actually a really cool character, and I kind of like the adjustments that they've made. Even though it takes a little bit less time, I do really like that you can sort of, zoom around and, kind of get about and stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is just another great example of where my friend's at in regards to the progress. Now, whereas before, I wouldn't have been able to rely on him as even a kind of an asset, to be honest. I would have been thinking 2 against 1. Now, I do manage to down one of them. We're sort of fighting the others. I throw out a thermite, try and, of course, kill the caustic. Got no body shield, unfortunately, which is always a shame. And somehow he managed to down me in 1 shot. I don't know how that was. He's got hardly any life. Really tense. But what does he do? He pulls it off. Fair play to him. And he gets me up. Now, obviously, I mean, I've said in other videos, don't revive unless you've got shields and health. However, there was no one around, so thumbs up to him on that one. Really, really cool. And in the same match, this is exactly the same match. We've got to the last squad, except for us. Again, sometimes how we end up like going through much many more squads, and sometimes we don't come across any. It's a really bizarre sort of progress and process with these kind of things. Battle Royale games are very funny. So we're just waiting around in the ring. We've got the position. We're waiting for the sound of movement because I got a Turtle Beach headset. It's very, very, very good. I won it from work. I was very lucky. I believe it costs about £80, and yeah, I mean, it's got very clear sound, so I can hear footsteps, I can hear movement very, very clearly. And it really helps for these kind of games. So I would always recommend, I mean, if you can get yourself a headset, a decent headset, wouldn't pay £80, I would try and pay maybe even 30 if you can afford it, or you can spare that cash towards a headset, maybe more if you can. Always get yourself a really good headset. It makes a hell of a difference into gameplay. Now, as I say, I mean, this video is just a tribute, just to show my friend and say to my friend, look, I have noticed the massive improvements. And also, if you are a player that feels that you're not progressing in the same level, it is to literally never stop believing in yourself, because you will progress. You will get there. Now, as you can see, the one pushes. My friend manages to get the knockdown. I get the assist, which is fine. I say, right, I'm just healing up now. We figured that the other player would come. I unfortunately didn't do very well there, but my friend, he manages to be very patient, and he manages to, of course, clutch it out. I do tell him I've got a gold knockdown shield. So do remember to never stop moving. Never stop believing, and stay Apex. Always believe in your abilities, because I can assure you that you'll only ever improve if you stick with the game. And Apex Legends is an absolutely amazing battle royale, and I think it is the best out there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to drop a like, by all means do, and comment below if you enjoyed it. I shall see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.